you should rather use your hands in favor of your femininity and not to convey masculine energy or a different kind of energy. Hello my dear viewers, welcome to my channel. My name is Malena, and in this video I would like to show you some elegant arms and hands positions and tell you how to especially have beautiful, graceful hands. If you are new here, welcome, consider subscribing, and a warm welcome to all of my subscribers. I will divide this video in several parts. First of all, arms and hands while standing, arms and hands while sitting, and arms and hands while sitting at a table. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I will link them down below. I have talked about standing in a graceful manner, walking femininely, sitting elegantly, entering a room in a sophisticated way. But I haven't really talked a lot about the hands, just a little bit. And in this video, I would like to put the emphasis on the hands and also give you some tips on how to develop an elegant and graceful hand movement in general. So when we are standing, and you already know how to stand in a feminine way, we can of course keep our hands just next to our bodies. This is what I have also already talked about. So they are just swinging or they are just very relaxed next to our bodies. But we of course sometimes feel lost when we have our hands just like this while standing. So what I recommended in my previous standing video is to either hold the hands in front of the body or put one hand up. But if you take a closer look to the hands, of course there are several ways to hold the hands in front of the body. You can hold them together, you can just touch them, you can hold them like this, you can hold them like this, you can even hold the arms like this, you can hold the arms like this, you can hold them like this. There are so many ways, but in order to keep it in the most graceful and feminine way, I would always suggest to not clench your hands together in any way. It means to always just slightly touch your hands when they are together in front of your body. So either like this or like this. You might even, touch them gently while speaking, for example, but just a little bit. I mean, you should not do this all the time. This is just a small feminine gesture that is also a little bit seductive, and this is just very graceful and elegant. This is what I mean. In the past, I always stood like this, so I now see that it's not very beneficial. So I was always like this. Yes, this is graceful, but first of all, it looks a little bit uncomfortable, as if you are not totally relaxed. And then on the other hand, it gives like a kind of service posture, you know? Maybe you have you're working in service, or you have worked in service. As a student, I was, for example, doing some student jobs as a receptionist or a guest hostess. And oftentimes I was standing like this. It's just kind of a service posture. It means, yeah, I'm here for you, I'm tidy, let me help you. I would avoid this in order to just not look like a hostess. I would just rather have a more of a feminine and playful hand position. And it doesn't matter if it's like this, just keep it like this or like this. Or if it's with both hands in the front. So just avoid this service position. Also the praying position, the Angela Merkel position. This is actually a body language sign that many politicians use. And it actually conveys that you are intelligent, that you are competent, that you are trustworthy. But it's rather meant for people who want to give this impression of being trustworthy, being competent. So it's rather for a politician, for someone who has a talk. For those people, this is a good position. But if you want to appear as a feminine, elegant and kind of sensual lady, then don't use this position. You should rather use your hands in favor of your femininity and not to convey masculine energy or a different kind of energy. So this is for the standing. Now the arms. So please avoid this as much as you can. If nobody is watching you and you are alone and you are cold, then you can of course do this. I also do it when I'm alone, when I'm cold. But if I know people are watching me and if I don't want to appear distant, if I don't want a barrier basically, then avoid this, also this. Even if you're doing it because you feel cold, because it's just comfortable, it gives a subconscious signal to the people that you have a barrier in front of you, that you are not as accessible and relaxed as you want to appear. So just try to avoid it. And also try to avoid this kind of barrier, because this not only is a barrier, it also makes you shy. And even worse, when your shoulders are like that, then it's really this schoolgirl, sorry, I don't know, I was naughty. And what about this position? So maybe a posing position for pictures, but standing like this somewhere at a reception, I wouldn't also advise you to stand like this. You already see it. Somehow it looks as if you were posing for a picture. Or if, like, now you want to say something and you are putting your hands in your waist in order to make yourself bigger. This is not what we want in those situations, so I just would advise you not to do it. Yeah, so that was it with regards to standing, and now I will sit down and show you how it looks like while sitting. So now I am in the chair position, and I would suggest that if you have a dangerous outfit like this one, to use the crossed tilted leg position. Why? Because then you have basically no space in between your skirt and your legs or under your skirt. I don't know, I am somehow always picking the worst outfits for those demonstrations, but on the other hand, it's good for you because it's actually the worst case scenario, and there is no worse outfit than this for a sitting situation. But okay, everything is possible. But if you have this challenging outfit, you can also handle it. Now what about the hands? So I would suggest that you keep your hands in your lap area, and you either keep them upside like this, meaning that the palms face up. You can, of course, hold one hand in the other, but it's better if you just touch them very slightly like this. Then the other position would be, you can of course also hold them like this. Especially it looks nice when you appear a bit more decent. You place your hand on the part that could be too revealing, and then you place the other hand just above, but touch it slightly like this, and it will also look elegant. If you don't have this problem, you can just put them a bit higher, but also touch them very slightly. So what I mean here is, again, not clinch the hands, not do like this, 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 this. So those are all uncomfortable and unrelaxed positions. I really prefer this position, but this is also not bad, depending on what situation you are in. So either like this or like this, very easy to remember. Of course, avoid establishing a barrier in front of you. It's the same like as with standing. Try not to sit like this, especially when you have already your legs in a cross position. If you then also cross your arms, nobody will approach you, and you will appear inaccessible and maybe even distant, bored, etc. Even if you're just doing it out of comfort, it will subconsciously just give a different impression. So those are the only things you should remember. Don't have uncomfortable clinched positions, and don't do barriers with your hands. And that's it basically. Now let's sit down on the table. What will we do with our hands here? So with regard to dinners or dates, I will make another video, but just when we are sitting at a plain table, for example at a conference or in the office or somewhere, what should we do with our hands in order to have elegant hands? So I would always say put your hands on the table, but not with the elbows, just the underarms. And here again you can have the open hands position like this, or you can have the closed hands position like this. So just have one hand over the other, but also in a feminine way, so not clenched like this or like this, but very gently, very relaxed. So either this or this. So it's basically no big difference, just that you have your hands on the table and not on your lap. It's always better, especially when you are talking, to have your hands visible for the other person, because when you have them here, then people might feel uncomfortable, or they might think, oh, what are you doing there? Where are your hands? So better keep your hands on the table, also in job interviews, for example, and just have a relaxed and elegant hands position. And now I would like to give you some tips in order to get more elegant hands naturally and automatically. When you are a dancer, again, I think dance is the solution for so many things. So if you haven't danced yet and you might be interested in dancing or learning how to dance, I can recommend Oriental dance or / belly dance, because in belly dance there is a lot of emphasis put on the hands. So in belly dance we really practice those wavy and very elegant hand movements. And when you do this while dancing, your hand movements will become more elegant and more flowy and feminine automatically, because you will just practice it, and also consciously, and also it will make your hands more flexible. One exercise to make your hands more flexible is put your hands together like this and then just do this. So this is just a warm-up exercise for the joints and for the hands to make them more flexible, and then you can just try to practice waves with your hands and try to make the waves as gentle as possible. Really look and observe your fingers and try to make them so beautiful, so graceful. You could also, of course, try, if you prefer a couple dance, dancing with the community, you could try salsa, bachata or kizomba, which are sensual dances, Latin American dances, and also with African roots. I was a dance teacher, or am, for kizomba, for example, and we have the lady styling there, and there the ladies often use hands, for example, Yeah, so those are my 2 suggestions. If you are interested in becoming more feminine, more elegant with your hands, just start dancing. Wow. So that was it for today. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. You already know I appreciate it so much. I appreciate also every comment that you make, so leave me a comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and click this little red button, click the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my upcoming videos, and I will see you there. Bye bye!